Hi everyone! We are 2 weeks in October and here in UK the weather is very gloomy and nasty, and actually also the markets were not so nice to me for last 2 weeks. And today I want to talk about how actually I'm behaving every beginning of a month and how emotionally I'm messing up with my trading, as well as what changes I'm trying to implement to change that behavior. And I want to tell you more about my trading journal. So how this journal daily is helping me to make progress in my trading. So let's jump to it. So looking at November, we can very fast see that actually I didn't started this month very well. And I started it with the first week full of losses. And fortunately, those were not such a big losses. I didn't exceed $330 per day of the losses. However, we can see that at the end of the week, I started to get on the tilt. We started just with one loss on Platinum, and then on Tuesday I decided I'm not trading, it's okay. And then on Wednesday I started to get on a small tilt. Fortunately, comparing to my previous tilts, this was a small one. Here actually I would say that could be like 2 trades, which we'll get through very fast. And then afterwards I actually started to get into the tilt like with 3 and 4 trades, while on Friday I knew that I didn't actually place some trades within the strategy. I was very fed up with Platinum having fake outs because of being in consolidation, and every time when I was entering the trade accordingly to the strategy, I was being faked out. And the worst thing was that actually the price first was doing some kind of move of $300 to the upside, to the profits, but I was not taking those money. I was letting actually the price to go against me and giving enough wiggle room to kick me out. So that was a very hard week. Also, I want to add that as a girl, I'm obviously on a cycle, and that was 1 week before my period. And 1 week before the period, maybe all of you know that women very often are very moody, I would say. And it's very interesting that I'm discovering how actually my cycle impacts my trading now when I'm trading. In my real world, like when I was working full-time, I was not realizing this because it was like, wake up, eat, go to work, go back, eat dinner, go sleep. And it was like rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So I was not even realizing how my mood was changing within the month. And definitely that 1 week before, I'm always moody, I'm always starting to doubt myself, and we can see the impact of that in the first week of November. Also, interestingly, I think is that apart from that emotions that are in my body and I am trying to manage them, which is not always very easy, there is also obviously the psychological thing of beginning of the month. And every time I realize that when I'm placing the first trade of the month and it is on minus, the trade is on minus, I am feeling terrible and I want to have a green at least first week or at least next trade, which is very bad psychologically, and I am pushing the trades. I am trying to be good and forcing them literally to be in a green, and I am ending up usually on a tilt, and I'm very often not only ending up on the minus within that first week, but also kind of getting on a tilt where psychologically it's not great, and I need to afterwards deal with recovery of that mess which I'm doing on the first week. And from this week, the most interesting day that we can learn something from was Wednesday. And I will show you those 4 trades. And actually the first one was the accidental trade. I placed it, but I placed it without the stop loss and take profit. So I immediately closed it, as you can see from the opening time. And I opened this position again. And here we're having the gold trade, where I was anticipating of going long. Actually, at the beginning I was thinking of going short because it was a bounce, kind of fake out at the bounce from the very long trend line. Here we can see actually kind of like having even 3 touch points. But I realized afterwards, when I was waiting for the pullback to enter short, that actually very often gold likes to do that fake out, go back, and then push it again with way more power, which actually happened here. So I waited for that first pullback, and instead of waiting for the original line, I entered on the first pullback, and my stop loss was literally below those candles. And then I let the price go up, and then, as I'm saying, like, this was my safety line from the beginning, and I started to trail my stop loss up very slowly, giving a lot of wiggle room, and at the end I was kicked out here. And funny enough, if I would keep my stop loss in the original position and allow the price to go actually to that original line, then I would still be in that trade and I would profit way more. However, here unfortunately my stop loss was too big and too small. Because if it would be tight like here, then I would probably get only, I think I remember, $20 of loss. If it would be here, it would be $70-$80 of loss, and I just kept it in the middle, which didn't make so much sense. But then if we'll look further in the next trade, then I entered in that here long after the break of the big trend line. And we can see that like at 7:45, 8 a.m. when there was push through that very long trend line, I decided to go long. As you remember, this is having 3 touch points. So I was like, no, I'm going in definitely. And then there was a big push to the upside, and then when the price started to consolidate here, I decided to exit when it started to push to the downside. And that was a very good decision at the end, because as you see, the price afterwards reversed and consolidated, as mainly in general that whole week, if we'll go anyway, it's very much a consolidation. And the last trade which I took that day was platinum, and this is why I started to doubt platinum a lot, because here we're having a nice trend line and the cross out of it, here we're having a consolidation, so this was support resistance zone, and I take the trade after the cross of the trend line and the cross of the horizontal line to have a double confirmation, and I allow the price to go up to here. Here was, I think, something like $350, and I didn't take the profits because no, I'm waiting until the price will get till this point, which was kind of like the tops of those weeks with some wiggle room. And I allowed the price actually to go all the way down to that red wick. As we can see, my stop loss was literally below that. It was at that moment minus $300 loss. So from 350 on plus, I went immediately to 300 on minus. And when the price managed to get to break even, I was like, no, I'm closing the trade. I have enough. I don't want to participate in that very nasty move. And again, that was a good decision because the price went further down. The problem is that like later the week, on Thursday and Friday, I again tried the same strategy when there was a consolidation, and the price done the same thing twice or even 3 times, that it went up, it faked me out, and then completely reversed the other direction, and then it kind of consolidated. So that's why I got very fed up with platinum, and on Friday I couldn't stand it anymore, and I placed 2 trades that I shouldn't place. One actually was like the one that I shouldn't place. The second one was not supposed to be placed because I was placing the 3rd platinum trade. However, I was very sure about getting some profits from that trade, so whenever I was like on decent plus, I closed it. However, Friday was definitely not a great day, because if I would not get this fortunately win, I was definitely $500 on minus on platinum per day, and my maximum loss per day it's minus 300. So yeah, I exceeded my limit here. And then I done one more trade. Not good. So after this pretty emotional first week of trading, I decided to make again some changes and improvements for the second week. And as you can see, actually trading is very much based on constant changes, constant improvements, going back, reviewing your old trades, seeing what we have done wrong, and then improving it week by week. So first thing that you already saw, it's that I'm placing actually one trade per day and being patient again and not over trading. That was the main thing that I had to stick to after getting on some kind of small tilt again. And also what helped me to stay so consistent was getting back to 1 hour time frame of looking for trades and then executing them on 15-minute time frame, because on 1 hour when I'm seeing like a kind of undecisive candle and we can see the top of the wick and the bottom of the wick, which are creating a range, and then the next candle and then the next candle are actually not getting out of this range, it's like we're definitely in a consolidation. When if I'm looking on 5-minute time frame, like within that consolidation, actually you're seeing the moves and it's like, oh, we're going down, no, we're going up, and like no, we're in a consolidation. And as you maybe remember, I actually blocked that time before the previous weeks, and it was with the app, like I literally couldn't access TradingView, but this time actually unlock it because I realized that it was a very much mental pressure for me to place those trades within those time limits. And when there was a possibility created in between that time when I was not trading, I was feeling very anxious and like, oh my god, I might miss the move. So now I am conscious of this time between 10 a.m. and midday that I should actually not trade and just observe, but that limit that actually I'm not having the window of the trading like from the morning till 9:30, then from 1 p.m. Till 4 p.m. But I'm having like literally like from the morning till 3 I think p.m. time for trade. That allows me to actually calm down and it's like, okay, take it easy. Like it's maybe not that moment when there is a trade happening, but maybe it's later the day, but you can observe the markets, there is no rush, and that really helped me a lot. So it's kind of like I should not block it by the apps, but I should block it mentally that like, come on, you know that there's actually a consolidation within that time, so you should probably not place a trade then. And actually I placed one, which maybe I will show you, and literally I entered at 10 a.m. and I got into the consolidation. So that trade was taken on Tuesday on gold, and as we can see, the price actually was climbing for the whole Monday, and then it made a pullback, and then in the morning of Tuesday it made a small push up. I didn't catch that move, and then it started to reverse and kind of bouncing from the trend line. It wasn't a perfect bounce, but it didn't went higher than the previous top, so for me it was making a lower high at this moment. And when it crossed that wick here, I decided to enter, and well, as you can see, actually like even keeping that line, it was just exhausting. It went down, then it went up, we're in profit, we're in loss, maybe profit, no, we're in loss, and then it was like that for a good 2.5 hours, I think, if we'll look at that. Yeah, 2.5 hours. And then afterwards I corrected that trend line and I placed it here, so actually that wicks were respecting that. I was still, if we'll take the second line, I was trailing my stop loss like here, lower, and then when it started to make a move back here, I decided actually to jump on the 5-minute, and because I was so exhausted mentally of holding this trade, I'm not sure if that, no, there was a steeper, yeah, there was a steeper trend line here created from from that wick here, and I decided like, okay, like if the price after making that pullback will not go any more further, then I'm exiting. And then I also created the support resistance line, I think somewhere here. I think in in trading view it looks better, but yeah, here is one touch point, here is the second touch point, here is the wick, and then we're having another wick here, and then I decided when the price will cross that line and that trend line, then I am out of it. Well, afterwards the price actually went slightly higher than my support resistance line, and it went lower, but then afterwards it completely reversed, and I'm not sure if I would profit on that move. And later on anyway, I would be kicked out by that that stop loss, because the price crossed my safety line, and it's like, it's not a fake out, it's a proper cross. So I'm actually happy with that loss, and we can see here how exhausting was this trade. And afterwards, actually, I talked with one trader about that, and she was also in a consolidation on different instrument on 6E, I think. And we were talking that actually to protect mental capital, we got to the conclusion that actually the best exit for us when we would realize that we are actually in a consolidation, so we're going up and down and up and down, is to actually take profits on that bottom part of the consolidation and just take them and get away, because the possibility that actually the price will be in that range, in that consolidation for a longer time, it's very possible. So we can see that like here for a moment the price broke from the consolidation, but it came back, and actually before going further it hit here twice and then it went up. So next time, to either decrease my losses or at least to get some profits, I will decide that whenever I'm seeing like that the consolidation is starting, I will take the profits on that trend line, which is further away from the entry, or closer if you're on the other side and you're on the loss. And the last thing that I want to talk about is my new trading journal. So this is a new journal, and I created it because of Paulina from Trading Pips. If you want, you can check actually their YouTube website on Trading Pips, and there is psychology section from Paulina, and I think like she's really amazing. Like it helps me so much. I really love watching her videos, because actually she is a psychologist and she is a trader, so she knows how actually we're behaving during trading. So one of the tips was that trading journal, and for example every day currently, like each page well, you're not seeing it, okay, you're seeing it a bit. So every day, like I'm having one day when I'm writing every morning actually that today I will make one better decision than yesterday. So you're kind of focusing only on one thing to improve every day, and this is kind of like your mantra in the morning. So you're waking up, instead of jumping straight to the trades, you're opening the notebook and you're writing like, no, today I will make one better decision than yesterday. And then afterwards, actually you're writing what you will do better that day. So for example, here I wrote that I will be patient and look for the good 1 hour trades with the trend. And if there is no setup, I will be also okay with it. And I will be looking for execution quality. And then afterwards, you're having this notebook with that mantra and kind of like aim for the day in front of you. And then after placing the trade, I'm actually having here the section with the crown, and I'm writing it my one win of the day. So what have I done, maybe not even within the day, but within that trade? What have I done good in the trade? What was my win? It doesn't mean necessarily that that trade needs to be a win, but what have I done correctly within that trade? And this is a small win, and then like those small wins every day will compound and compound and will make you more believe that actually you can do this. And then afterwards you can write actually also 3 more sections, and those ones are actually what have you done good this day, what have you not done so perfectly and you can improve. And then the third section, which is the most important for me, because it's actually the end of the day, is the beginning of my next day, is what I can improve tomorrow and what I should work on tomorrow. So at the end of the day, I'm writing what wasn't going so well today and with what I was struggling. And then the next day, this is my main aim for the day. So I'm thinking like this trading journal will help me a lot to stay consistent and stay accountable, I think, the most. And what I really like a lot about it, that actually after a week of trading, I'm very often, even that I'm writing everything in TradeZella and obviously everything is automated, maybe not automated, but I mean, it's on my laptop. I'm having this physical thing that actually, for example, before next week, I can literally go through my own mistakes from last week. It's just 1 page per day, and then I can see what actually I should work on next week. So I think that's a really great idea. And this is all for today, and I hope you like the video, and if yes, then leave the like button and subscribe to see more content from me, and see you next time. Bye.